peaceful day around me today. Hello everyone, Karen Cecilia here. I don't even know where to start. I just know I'm going to do the voice note, but I can't imagine. I can't. I had planned on doing a voice note, not doing a live right now, but I had planned on doing a voice note to the PMP people and to the PMP delegates I'm going into the conference to ask them a couple of things, which I think I might ask them but not elaborate on. So PMP delegates, you first, because it's going to be a long voice note. First to the PMP delegates. When Mark Golding got nominated in July, he stood up in Michael Manley conference room and declared that he is now elected for 2 years. He declared that he's elected for 2 years. So I want to ask the PMP delegates them. Did you elect Mark Golding for 2 years? Did you agree that Mark Golding going to serve 2 years without anybody challenging him or without him facing you every year as the PMP constitution says? Did you, PMP delegate, especially the Duns one them, the one them where Mark Golding owned, the one them where sell them vote and sell out them for parents to Mark Golding, especially Uno attack. Did you all know that come next year, June, July, August, you will be re-electing your divisional leadership, your constituency leadership, let's start from March. Come March next year, you're going to be re-electing or electing new people for your group. You're going to be re-electing or electing new people for your divisional council, your constituency executive, your region, all of that. You have to re-elect or re-elect new people every year. That's the constitution of the PMP. So are you aware of that you have to do that come next year, starting March 1st with the AGM for the groups, and then June, July, August for the divisional councils, the constituency executive, and the regional executive. So you must know that, right? So the question is, if every year, according to the constitution of the PMP, you have to re-elect those local leaders, why is it that Mark believed that you gave him a 2-year term? Which means that nobody can challenge him and you have to face re-election with you at the conference next year, September, because you give him 2 years. Did you give him 2 years, delegates of the PMP? Because I am not aware of that. None of us out here is aware of that. So let me tell you what we're aware of, and then maybe you can answer the question for yourself. If you actually gave Mark Golding that power that you have to sit down and wait 2 years before him can face you, because he's the leader that you elected that you're selling on a vote for $10,000 and $15,000 for. So we elected. And him now say, uno give him the right to hold office for 2 years. Never in the history of the PMP. Michael Manley faced us every year at every conference on the Saturday evening, where the chairman get up and say, comrades, we open the floor now nomination for lead, and everybody say, Michael and Yay and Ray, we're gone again till next year. Who gave Mark 2 years? Who? Which one of you? How many of you actually gave him that? So here's what I know to be true. For a long time now, there has been a discussion about allowing all group members to vote at party conference, to vote for vice presidents and to vote for president. That has been a long conversation for years. Now, the party had reached a stage where last year that discussion was taking place, that all the group members would be allowed to vote. Then the discussion went over into the semantics and the logistics of it all. That if you allow every group member to vote, that is not something that is manageable on a yearly basis. So somebody was proposing that instead of having every group member vote yearly, because it is so cumbersome, because you're looking at thousands of people to come vote every year, it would not be a manageable situation. It would not be. So the discussion parlayed into the fact that that would not be manageable. So I'm going to hold on to the group system that we have now, whereas only delegates vote. If we had allowed every member to vote every year, the argument was it would be too cumbersome, and therefore it would be best to have it done every 2 years, every other year, which means that all of you wouldn't be able to elect a leader or vice president. Each of them would serve 2 years. That is what it means. That was the discussion that was being had last year. Then leading up to the conference, all of that changed, where the decision was it was too cumbersome, it was too much, it was not manageable, so we're not going to allow all members to vote yet because it can't be managed. So them throw it out. But lo and behold, them throw that out where you don't get to vote every year because, it's too cumbersome and it's too much and really blah, blah. But them pushing the part where Mark get to keep office for 2 years. And where were you when they did that, PMP delegates? On out the road, a smoke ganja and a drink. That's all you out there doing. You don't know whenever do nothing. So Mark got nominated, hold up his nomination sheet and said he's in office for 2 years, and you did not give him that 2 years. They took that 2 years from you. They took that from the divisional council, they took that from the constituency organization, they took that from the regional conference, but they gave it to Mark. Bakramasa Mark. The whole lot of bowing down to this white man, bowing down to Mark Golding, whose father came here with slaves, who came here with the virus of polio, who injected Jamaican people with the polio virus and came here and tested the vaccine that England had and find out if it worked. So he came here with that. Came to Jamaica in 1953 when there was not even one polio case. Injected our people. Black people, Indian people, a lot of mixed race people. That's what he did. And then he goes, so bam. Oh, I invented a vaccine and I cured polio. And Jamaica gave him the order of Jamaica, which we're going to take back eventually. I promise you. So this man, father trick us, and him come and trick Uno. Having done a South St. Andrew with chain around the neck. Boy, I've never seen black people in a worse state. Not even down in Africa. I have never seen black people in a worse state. And look for Uno, because we are segueing into that now. Look for Uno PMP delegates. Look for Uno PMP voters, PMP people, stalwarts, people who have served their party. Pick up from your grandparents and your parents. Uno stand up in an event where Mark Golding put on chain around man, they cannot take out key out and pocket. And the whole of them have red and grin in the teeth. Huh? Take a look at yourself. Take a damn look at yourself. You remember when them used to auction off black men like the one that had on the stage? Thick and healthy. And them have them as breeders for breed up the black women them so that them can have more slaves. That was what him looked like. Him was in those years them call him the stud. He was the master stallion. Which was why Kunta Kente in African history, when them capture Kunta Kente down in the islands, Kunta Kente tried to run away. They were hell-bent on having Kunta Kente because Kunta Kente was the man to breed up the young women so that Massa can have more young slaves. And Massa paid big money for those stallions, up to $200. So that was that man that was being... Jesus, have mercy upon the black people. Mark Golding take on and put on back in bondage and I turn the whole on in an idiot. I will warn you about him. I will refuse to listen. Instead, because we not quarrel with we. When we are warning about him and what his mentality is, he's pleased. Looking like a puffed white ass man will have too much cigar for smoke that they are not having enough sex. That's why we look on the stage reaching in pocket for a key to put on. Jesus have mercy. Chain around my neck. I want all laughing and clapping. Having a grand time about it. This white man whose father came here with slaves and came here with the polio virus and infect Jamaican picnic with the virus. And in 1 year, in build hospital, build house, cure polio, Like one of the things that people are idiot. Yeah, our foreparents back in 53 were kind of daft. But we're doing the history search and we know what he did. We're exposing him little by little. So those two things I want to talk to the delegates about. First, I want to give Massa Mark 2-year term. And secondly, how the whole of black people, picnic, grandparents, great-grandchildren, grandchildren, great-great-great-grandchildren of Sam Sharp, great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren of Paulwell, great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren of Nanny and Taki. Look at you now, in the orange t-shirt, grinning like half idiots, clapping and marrying, and have this big black half idiot buffoon dating camp past here that jump up and down about him have a feeling like him feeling him 12 and 14-year-old self them in car. Him have a feeling. Ma behave like him in them car. I drive up and down in a Northwest Center with the 14-year-old them. That must have been the feeling he was having. And a grin and a clap. Uno, PNP people in their grin and a clap. Not realizing, not knowing, not understanding the magnitude of what was taking place on that stage. How demeaning it is. Look at Uno. Uno will elect him. Uno refuse to tell him to go about his business. It's like we're living in a parallel world. It's as if black people have come full circle and back to where we were. Look at Uno. Back to where we were. Having a white man with a black man in chain round him neck on a stage. I'm going to grin on the teeth. For $15,000 and $5,000 and $10,000, yeah, you can make that slide. I'm not busy with that because you get the $5,000 for come. I want to buy liquor, I want to drink and yam and I'm sorry for that black man. I'm sorry for the kids if he has any. Truly. Feeling sorry and depressed about it for him. Because he has no idea what history he has just written in the Jamaican books, because this will be in our books. This not going anywhere. This will be shown for hundreds of years to come. How after we were set free, for 400 years we were in slavery, and after we were set free, the PNP people in Jamaica elected a white man, and that white man was on stage with a chain of a black man chaining up a black man round his neck, and locking the chain and putting the key in his pocket, owning that man again in 2023. And all I know who was in that room or in that place, on that stage, that's not going anywhere. Those are pictures and videos that will be saved. All of you will be seen. It will be dissected and looked at. Over and over again, everybody's face will be shown. Years to come, you will say, but no John that. We didn't know that brother here. And Bakramasa, looking proud of himself, must be saying to himself, boy, daddy would be proud of me today. He must go home that night and pray and say, Lord, Daddy Golden, if you're looking down on me, tell me you're proud of me now, no? You must proud of me now. Come man, you must proud of me now. Yeah. John Golden must be proud of Mark Jefferson. John Golden must be extremely proud of Mark Jefferson. And then, all of that going on a PNP stage, where Member of Parliament Philip Paulwell is at home, saddened and in grief, because we can't locate him supposed second baby mother. And that is a mystery for Agatha Christie. But maybe if we could get Matlock to unravel a few things, maybe we could understand a little bit more. So as a devoted Matlock fan, devoted, still watching reruns of Matlock, still do. I'm not ashamed about that. As a devoted Matlock fan, as a devoted Angela Lansbury fan, Murder She Wrote, I can tell you that's something to write about this. So I'm going to throw out a few theories that I have, and some of it is not really theories. But let me get something out of the way first. First and foremost, I pray and I hope that Comrade Paulwell baby is alive and well. I pray and I hope that. Whether it's his baby or not, now it is his. Whether it was his before she can't be found, it is now his baby. I must accept that. That now more than ever is his baby. As to the baby mother, someone will cry shame on me, but me not hold no candle for whoever she is. First of all, she's a riser, so that's the first thing. And once she has established herself as a riser, she's suspicious in my mind. Because all risers are suspicious because somehow not good. And when we talk about evil and traitor and Judas, we're really talking about the leadership of Rise, not so much the PNP people who have joined Rise for one reason or the other. But since this young woman did also fuck Bunting, then Paul will have a right to ask for a DNA test. And since she was fucking Bunting, then let us ask some more questions. So Bunting, this was one of your side chick. Paulwell say he want a DNA test because Paulwell knew that she was one of your side chick. Paulwell never want a DNA test because baby mother number one vexed and jealous about baby mother, potential baby mother number two. Oh no. Paulwell wanted a DNA because your name a call to Murcott. Your name a call to, because you see, you have to have all of these side chick, Murcott, to make up for your shortness. And we know that your shortness also includes shortness in other areas. Your little whingy dick. So we have to make up for all of that. Right? So which is why you have so much sidekick. So yeah, this young lady was screwing Bunting as well. So Bunting will ask you, where's the young woman? Because if anybody know you, know him. The way the risers them came out on social media on the first day of this saga tells me everything I need to know about how suspicious you all are. You know, good done nothing on Murcott alone. You all are very suspicious. I want to know something. All this thinking that the rotten mango she come out and chat up all kinds of crap. She only talk them crap that when she get instructions and get paid. So we're suspicious of you all. Very suspicious of you that you don't know something. And I wouldn't be surprised if the young woman somewhere in one of Bunting townhouses or one of his apartments hiding out with the baby just because they want to hurt Philip Paulwell. Yeah, they've done everything they can to hurt Philip Paulwell. But here's what I know about hurting Philip Paulwell. Every time you want to do something to try and hurt Philip Paulwell, it appears to me that every time when you do that, God stand up for Philip Paulwell. Every time when you do that, it appears to me like Jesus shows up for Philip Paulwell. Every time when you do something to hurt him, Jesus show up for him. It's a strange thing, like just like I want to get it. That Mark and Dayton is heading for certain fate. And that is because Jesus not standing with them. There's certain fate that is written. A certain path is written for Dayton Campbell in particular. And I'm going to follow that path until he's ended. He can't help himself no matter what he does. He can't help himself. So if he get up and pray, that's not going to help him. If he repent, not even salvation is going to save him. And Mark Golding, a certain fate await him as well. But Peter Murcott Bunting knows something. And the FBI and all the police authorities in Jamaica need to question him. We not go like him bigger than questioning. We don't need to question him, ask him some question, ask him what go on. Ask him if he used to visit the young lady up at Gilmore Avenue. Gilmore Avenue is just up the road from me, you know. Gilmore Avenue is a place where I used to do canvassing when it was a part of West Central St. Andrew. Gilmore Avenue is the avenue right beside the gas station where Maureen them sell fish and Tavian them the soup and me know all do the fried dumpling and Miss Monica and Chris and everybody out there do fish and chicken and pork and all that. It's a lively corner. That just don't close. And many people say them used to say Bunting Screechy and up there and Screechy come back. Neighbors said that Bunting. So your name is Carl Murcutt. So you are hide out and thinking that this is happening around you and nobody not calling your name. But yeah, your name a call. Your name a call, man. But your name always calling nastiness. Every little nastiness, every little bad thing, your name calling her. Peter Murcutt Bunting. And then there is Mrs. Angela Brown Burke. Oh yeah. That power-hungry she-devil from hell. Who have had her designs on East Kingston and Port Royal for a long while, and has done everything in her power and her husband to destabilize Paulwell. And I think that she and Bunting have a go on with something like this. I think she and Bunting deeply involved in this. I think it's she cloned Paulwell phone. I think it's she and Bunting put up this young woman to do all the things that she do. I think that if she is missing, if she can't be found, if nobody don't know where she is with the baby, if she think that asking for a DNA was too much, so she decided to go hide. I'm not holding no brief for this young woman, you know. I am just very, very hopeful about the baby, but I don't give a rat's ass about she, quite frankly. I do not care. But there is the thing that anywhere she is, possibly the baby is, so I can't be hard and fast on that, because I pray with all my heart that this baby is good. And I pray that God will hold her and protect her and don't take her unless he need a baby angel. I pray for that. But as to the mother, I don't give a rat's ass what happened to her. So there's a lot of theory swirling around. But nobody now swirl up Bunting and Angela name in it all. Angela is evil, you know. And with Bunting, with his resources and connections, them can do any kind of thing they want. Nobody can stop them. So nobody now question them. They have a role in this. I have no doubt about it. But then there are so many other things to be considered. So many other things. And one of the questions I ask when we're having discussions about it in the war room, the question I ask is this. One of the questions I ask is this. Baby mother number one, is she in Jamaica? Was she in Jamaica when the young woman went missing? Baby mother number one is reported to be a federal agent. And if she is a U.S. federal agent, she can't lie about anything. Because lying about anything is basically, if you lie to a federal agent, is a mandatory 5-year sentence, and she would lose her job. So having been embroiled in something like this, she would have to come clean to her superiors if she's a federal agent, as they say. She'd have to tell her superiors the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And she put out a statement, and if anything about that statement is not true, then she'd be in deep shit with her job and the agency that she worked with. So she have to be truthful about all of that. She have to put the truth forward, because if any of it catch up with her, she's toast. Was she in the country when all of that happened? So those are questions that twirl on in my mind, being a Matlock fan, being a Law and Order fan, because we call up Bunting name or we call up Angela name, and we have to throw in baby mother number one. Why? Because the theory is simple. If you watch Matlock and watch Murder, She Wrote and watch Law and Order, once you establish motive and opportunity, you basically have a person of interest. So the motive would be who benefits, Why would they do it? Things like that. And if the opportunity arrive, people who have access to, people in the vicinity of, things like that would come up. But there are other things. Paulwell is the one who reported her missing. The family have not reported her missing. I don't know if the police know something that we don't know. Them always know something what we don't know. And them always, our local police play like them know them. I do most of the time them really don't know what them doing. But there is that the family have not reported her missing. And it's only Paulwell reported her missing. So there are a whole heap of things. I can't go through some of them right now, but there are a whole host of things to consider. But I know that this woman, this young woman, is a riser. I know she's sleeping with Bunting. And God knows who else, because the rise women them, the women them who deep into the rise camp, them share them among each other, all of them. And I'm not going to mix up anybody naming it right now, but I don't know themselves. They pass them around each other. The rise men them, all of the rise men them in the top echelon of rise. Them pass around the women amongst them one another. God help you, young women. God help you, we're in there with them. I make them passing around. So, me now will no brief here. But if she's somewhere hiding out in one of Bunting place, just to suffer Paulwell, my dear, you're not suffering Paulwell. You're not. I asked the prayer warriors them. Now my sister church have some serious prayer warriors, When you call on them and them done praying, you better watch out. I have witnessed them, I've seen them in action. And them call on the good Lord to wrap that little baby. And Paulwell is going to be fine. Paulwell is going to be fine, man. What you doing all alone that trying to kill him is that going to make him better and making him stronger and going to actually making more people like him and making more people want him to succeed and making more people want to help him. As to Paulwell, I have one last message for him. Just as we tell all of you, the PMP, it's a long time when we get rid of Mark Golden. From last year, from the year before, we should get rid of him. After the first year, we should get rid of him. Last year was the best opportunity to get rid of him. The man is an albatross around the neck of the People's National Party. I mean, people are writing all kinds of things about Norman Manley Party. The once respected political movement is losing itself because Uno MP sit down in there chatting some crap about do I move the leader. Mark look like leader too, no? It's still and chatting some foolishness about elections. And if you move the leader and you just call elections and all kind of argument that you're not coming up with to try to save yourself. Because you don't want to hold on to no one look of power. Mark Golden, Bakramasa, is going to be the death of the People's National Party. And Uno other MP in there, me tell you all the while and I want you to listen to me because I know so when me tell you something, it's going to happen. I tell you now, this, the PNP people, them authentic PNP, the Jamaican people, will not forget or forgive any of you for sitting down there with Mark Golden. All of you. Natalie, Dennis, Cousins, Hugh Graham, Dr. Guy, Lisa, Paulwell, Tony Hilton, Julian Robinson, all of you know. Michael Phillips, Fitz Jackson, every single one of you that sit there aiding and abetting Mark Golden to destroy Norman Manley Party. We're not going to pay. I promise you, we're not going to pay. I promise you, we're not going to pay for doing that. Not only to the People's National Party, but to Jamaica. Jamaica that is deserving of a top-class two-party system. Jamaica that has become accustomed to a two-party system that works. One in government and one in effective opposition. and the suffering that Jamaica goes through because that effective opposition is missing. The suffering that the Jamaican people going through because that effective opposition is missing. The suffering that will undoubtedly lead to a third term for Andrew Wallace. Why? Because the Jamaican people are not going to vote for a Bakramasa. The Jamaican people are not going to come out and vote for a white man whose father came down here with the polio virus to come test out on poor people. Infected poor people with the polio virus and then announced him have a cure, which he came here with to test it out because England has been suffering from polio since about the 16th century and couldn't come up with nothing because all their test subjects were white. So him sent them down in the islands where they owned us. They sent him down to Jamaica where they owned us. So we tested out upon them down there. Up to this day, we don't know how many died before them on the report 1,400. But we believe based on our research that there might have been maybe another 1,700 children that died. And we expect that the Jamaican people are going to elect a man like that. Let me remind you now that Mark Golding have a 12%. 12%. Let me repeat that. 12% performance rating. Pardon me. 12%. 12% of the country say that he's doing a good job as opposition leader. 12%. 88% says he's not. And you believe that a man with 12% performance, people say 88% say that he's not a good opposition leader, and you think that 88% then going to go out and vote for him or vote for UNO on behalf of him? And math, you know, it's math. And it is all addition. Math. 12% say him doing a good job. 88% say he's not. And you expect, based on how you're behaving, expecting that 88% who says that he's not doing a good job, they are now going to get up and go vote for him? Really? Truly? That daft? One accounting on the fact that him is Bakramasa and him own some black people down here, you know, him have chain and him have him key in him pocket now. Him can just walk around and unlock some chain from around people's neck and people hands and people ankles. That's what I don't expect something to happen like that. I'm going to get him whipping boy, Mr. 14 Dayton Campbell. Have a feeling, have a 14 feeling, have a feeling. Oh, I'm dead. Have a feeling. I want to watch a video of him jumping about him. Have a feeling. I can see where I'm having the feeling. Boy, PAP people have totally become some kind of commentators. They can have a feeling. And when I jump up and go out with a feeling, you can see where he is. Clearly, you can see that nasty, riff-raff, dirty Frillmouth boy. You can see where that feeling is. I only believe that 88% of PMP voters who say him not doing a good job is going to come out and vote for him. Now, that is a miracle I would really like to witness. Truly. So finally, Philip Paulwell, if you should hear this voice note, hold straight, my brother. Them can't keep you down because you have your follies, but you're a good man at heart. And that is why God stands with you. God stands with you, Philip Paulwell. And if God's standing with you, it means that the people are standing with you. So don't worry about Angela Brown-Burke and Murcutt with them shenanigans. Them know what them doing. But certain kind of faith await these people. I don't know. I hope it's not me alone God talking to. I hope God talking to a whole lot more other people. How they can back it up to say that certain kind of faith await these people. I hope it's not just conversations with me and God that leads me to this conclusion. I am hoping that everybody who listens to this voice note is having that conversation with God, asking God, is it, Lord? Is it this? this is what you want, Lord? Or is it that something terrible is going to happen to these people for what they did? Talk to me, Jesus. Talk to me, Jesus. You're the Son of God. You could have just struck down Pharaoh and Caesar and walk away from that certain fate that your Father God destined for you, I said to Jesus. But you did not. You did it for the salvation of man. You walk the walk. You take the crown on your head and juke up your head. You drink that vinegar. You take the beating. You take the mockery. You take the walk of shame. You went on that cross and they nailed you to that cross. And you lie on that cross and you forgive the man beside you who asked for forgiveness. And you went and you rose again on the third day. And he's sitting at the right hand of God. Tell me, Jesus. Tell me that all of that wasn't in vain. Because these are the things that you went to the cross for. So tell me, Jesus. I hope a whole lot of other people having this conversation with Jesus. Tell me, Lord. Tell me that there's going to be a brighter day. Tell me that I'm going to pay a price. Tell me that I'm going to pay. And every time I pray that prayer, it is clear I'm not going to pay in the worst kind of way. So Philip Paulwell, get up, my brother. Go take a shower and shave and drink some minty and just know that God got this. You can't do nothing about it because you're naive and gullible and you make them walk all over you all the time. But get up, man. Get up and don't make them walk over you. Don't make them beat you down. Don't make them send you into any kind of depression. Get up, man. Show your face. Let Jamaica see you. Because Jamaica is praying for you. And Jamaica is praying for your little girl. But that little whore, where you go fuck? Because if you never go fuck her, she wouldn't say, yeah, you have baby, she have baby for you. And then when you're asking for DNA because you know Bunting and mix up and a squabbling in it, that must be a nasty thing to think of. Okay, all right. I'm having too much fun with this. All right then. Thank you very much for listening to me. Let me go back to see if I can finish paint this kitchen because people want to move in.